Hey everyone, welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series.
Great to be back.
Today we're tackling a really interesting listener request.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a deep dive into the British Raj era in Kolkata.
Kolkata, fascinating period.
And it's all sparked by your interest in a specific walking tour you told us about.
Right, the British Raj Walk in Kolkata. I looked over the details you sent. It covers some really key locations.
Absolutely. Places that help tell the story of the East India Company and, well, the whole British Empire's impact on the city.
Huge impact.
So our mission today is to explore Kolkata through these landmarks, give you a clear but engaging picture of this really pivotal time.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Okay, let's get right into it, the very beginnings. British Kolkata. The tour starts at Writers' Building.
Right, the big red building.
But it wasn't always this imposing administrative center we might picture, was it?
No, not at all, actually. What's interesting is its origins were quite, well, humble. It was initially built for the junior staff, the writers or clerks of the East India Company, lower bureaucracy.
Just clerks, wow.
Yeah. And seeing it go from that, a sort of minor admin hub, to later being a site for major independence movements. That really tells a story in itself, doesn't it, about the shifts in power.
Definitely a microcosm of the whole era.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that building, we have Job Charnock, often called the founder, right?
That's the traditional view, yeah, Job Charnock.
So how did he sort of kick things off?
Well, back in 1690, he was acting for the East India Company, and he secured the purchase, or the rights, really, to 3 villages, Sutanudi, Govindpur, and Kalikata.
Sutanudi, Govindpur, Kalikata. Got it.
And that acquisition, bringing those together under the company's influence, that was really the foundational act. It set the stage for Kolkata transforming from just, well, villages into this major center of trade and power for the British, where it all began.
Makes sense. And the tour actually includes a visit to the Charnock Memorial.
Which seems fitting, yeah. A nod to that beginning.
Sort of acknowledging that initial figure.
Exactly. It's like a tangible marker of that very first stage of British presence before everything else got built up. A point to pause and think about the start.
Okay. Next on their list is St. John's Church. That was pretty old too, right?
Yeah.
1787?
Yeah, late 18th century. It's got some interesting features.
Like what?
Well, architecturally, it's credited to a James Agg, and inside there's a notable painting, a version of the Last Supper.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And importantly, from 1815, it became the main Anglican cathedral of Calcutta.
The principal cathedral. Okay.
Which, again, sort of underlines the establishment of British institutions, their religion, their culture, becoming more permanent fixtures in the city.
Right, putting down roots.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to what was clearly a major seat of power, the governor's house, built around 1803.
That's the one, now called Raj Bhavan.
This must have been designed to really project authority.
Oh, absolutely. Charles Wyatt was the architect. It's neoclassical style, grand columns, symmetry, but with some Baroque touches too, a bit more drama.
So reflecting European tastes of the time.
Exactly. But the key thing is its role changed. After 1857, when the British Crown took direct control from the East India Company.
After the mutiny, yeah.
Right. This very building became the official residence of the Viceroy.
The Viceroy. So the Queen's direct representative.
Precisely. It went from the company governor's house to the heart of imperial crown rule in India. A very significant shift symbolized by that building.
Wow. Okay. And the walk culminates, the grand finale, is the Victoria Memorial.
Ah, yes, the Victoria Memorial. You can't miss it.
It's just legendary, isn't it?
Right.
Hard to even imagine the scale.
It really is iconic. George Curzon, the Viceroy at the time, conceived it.
And its purpose. Obviously a memorial to Queen Victoria, but...
Well, yes, ostensibly. But it quickly became much more than that. It's seen as this potent symbol of the entire British Raj.
Right, the whole imperial project.
Its sheer size, the white marble, the impressive Indo-Saracenic architecture. It was definitely meant to project an image of permanence, of power, of imperial grandeur.
That mix of British and Indian styles, deliberate, you think?
Oh, almost certainly. A way to visually represent the Raj, perhaps trying to legitimize rule by blending styles, even if it was very much a top-down imposition.
Okay, so that gives us a great sense of the historical landmarks, the kind of story the walk tells through buildings.
Yeah, it traces that arc of British presence from trading posts to imperial capital.
And what's the actual experience like for someone, just taking the tour, we looked at feedback from people who've done it.
Yeah.
Seems really positive.
Yeah, overwhelmingly so. And what really stands out, again and again, is the praise for the guides.
The guides, right?
People mention specific names: Bertati, Anirban, Mr. Paul, Abhishek, Savik. The comments focus on how knowledgeable they are.
Not just knowledgeable, but good at explaining things.
Exactly. Weaving engaging stories, good communication. Like Melinda E. specifically mentioned Bertati's excellent English and how she really helped her understand things.
That makes such a difference. Charlotte W. mentioned a really informative 3 hours exploring the Victoria Monument area, Dalhousie Square. And she loved the colorful stories.
See, it's that storytelling aspect, bringing history alive beyond just dates and names.
Totally. Ratchess79 just said their guide was great. Good at sharing insights into the culture, history, all the little details.
Yeah, and Lillian L. felt she got a good glimpse of old-time Kolkata. She mentioned seeing Dalhousie Square, Writers' Building, St. John's, Victoria Memorial with her guide, Mr. Paul.
Sounds like they cover the key spots mentioned.
They do, and it's interesting. One review noted some flexibility. They arranged a car for a longer distance, so it seems adaptable.
Good to know. What else? Dimitri S. called it the best tour if you only have a few hours.
High praise.
Yeah, highlighting the beautiful sights, but also the compelling story of the colonial period. Sounds efficient, like a good overview.
Nicholas P. agreed, really good, nice and knowledgeable guide, felt the length was good, and appreciated the tea break.
The tea break is crucial.
Always.
Yeah.
Aja A. had a personal connection, mentioning her grandparents were Anglo-Indians.
Oh, wow.
So for her, Anirban's knowledge of the history and the Raj era made it a beautiful introduction to Kolkata. Really resonated.
That's lovely.
Clive Simmons liked Abhishek's anecdotes, made it very interesting and lively. And Katie Simpson enjoyed her walk with Savik, seeing it as a good way to explore the history and culture and appreciating the narrative of how Kolkata changed.
So it really sounds like the guides are absolutely central, that human element.
Definitely. Their knowledge and passion seem to be what makes the tour stand out for so many people.
Right. Okay, so for anyone listening who's now thinking, I'd like to do that, what are the practical details, the nuts and bolts?
Sure. So the walk starts at 9 a.m. sharp at Writers' Building.
9 a.m., Writers' Building. Got it.
And it typically wraps up around 11:45 a.m., ending at the Victoria Memorial.
Okay, about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Roughly, yeah. Now, pricing, it depends on the group size.
Right.
For a group of 4 or more people, it's Rs $29.50 per person.
Okay.
If it's just 2 or 3 people, the price is Rs $3,500 per person.
Right, slightly more for smaller groups.
And if you're going solo as a single person, it's Rs $49.50.
Okay, $29.50, $3,500, $49.50, and what does that include?
That price covers the guide, of course, any entrance fees needed for the sites visited on the walk, and that all-important tea break.
Excellent. Guide, entrances, tea. Seems pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it seems like a decent package.
Now, this walk is obviously focused tightly on the British Raj era, but the source material also mentioned other trips available from Kolkata. Just briefly, what else is out there?
Yeah, they offer quite a range. There's a broader Kolkata city experience, which actually includes a boat ride on the Ganges.
Oh, cool.
Trips out to Bishnupur, famous for its terracotta temples and local craft.
Right, Bishnupur. Heard of it.
There are tours focusing specifically on Mother Teresa's life and work and the city's churches. Others concentrate just on Kolkata's many temples. And even a trip to Chandanagar, the former French enclave.
Oh, Chandanagar, right. Different colonial history there.
Exactly. And for a longer excursion, there's a Murshidabad weekend tour.
Murshidabad. That's significant, isn't it? Battle of Plassey.
Precisely. That tour delves into the story around the Battle of Plassey, the betrayal, and visits key sites from the time of the Nawabs. Really gets into that crucial turning point.
Wow. So lots of layers to explore in and around Kolkata beyond just this specific walk.
Absolutely. The region is just steeped in history and diverse cultures. These other tours seem to cater to different interests. Plus, they mention other cultural walks across India, too.
Good to know. Well, hopefully this deep dive into the British Raj Walk has given you all some valuable insights into Kolkata's past and that, enduring legacy of the British influence.
It's a complex legacy reflected right there in the city's architecture and layout.
Definitely. And for anyone interested in actually doing this walk, experiencing it firsthand, how do they book or find out more?
Okay, so you can get in touch with the tour operator, 5 Senses Tours. The best way is probably by email.
Email.
Yeah, the address is contact@fivesensestours.com. That's the numeral 5, SENSES tours.com.
Okay, contact@fivesensestours.com.
Or you can call them or send a WhatsApp message. The number is +91-98456-77446.
Right, +91-98456-77446. We'll put those in the show notes, too.
Good idea.
So as you think about all this, maybe consider how these buildings, these landmarks, tell bigger stories about colonialism, trade, power dynamics, and eventually the whole journey towards an independent India.
Yeah, they're not just stone and marble, are they? They're packed with history.
Absolutely. Makes you wonder what other parts of this really complex period might be worth exploring next. Something to think about.